I'm not going to have you tie me up. I fell for that once. Oh, boy. He said, recently retired in February after 21 years. I was in Desert Shield, Desert Storm, Iraqi Freedom, Enduring Freedom. Kind of covered the whole onslaught. Started dating a girl, and she's, why'd you retire? And I said, well, I got diagnosed with PTSD from being a civilian police officer and then being in all these combat zones. And she goes, oh, wow. She goes, in the Army, that's why we always told our guys to wear condoms. I knew right then and there I was not going to get laid that night. Remember when I got... one thing they taught us in the Air Force, which is one of the stupidest things they could ever teach in basic training, was to fold your underwear, your t-shirts, and your socks into 4-inch squares. That's not sexy, baby. But if you're single, I'll explain PTSD. My buddy gets out of the Army boot camp, and he comes up to me, he goes, man, in boot camp, they taught me how to kill somebody 500 yards, 1,500 feet with one shot. One shot. I was like, dude, that's nothing. I can get 4 pairs of underwear and 3 t-shirts in a baggie. People have asked, they often ask me, they say, out of all the armed forces, why'd you go in the Air Force? And I said, well, one morning I woke up and an Army commercial came on. It said, Army of 1. We do more before 9 than most people do all day. I thought, God, what time did they get up? The Air Force commercial came on. They said, Air Force, we do more before... Yeah, we'll do it tomorrow. I'm in. Then the Navy, I found out when you get out of their boot camp, the first rank you get is seaman. I thought, isn't that going backwards in time? Well, I guess when you get out of boot camp, that's where you start, right? Then the Marines, please. You see this physique. And the Coast Guard, oh my God, I can just picture myself on the Coast Guard. I'd be out in the middle of the Atlantic in a canoe. So then I decided I was going to try my hand in law enforcement. That didn't go well. One morning I was at this gas station and we had to fill up our cruisers at. I'm filling up my car. It was after a midnight shift. And this guy comes up to me, he wants to do the what if stories. What if? And you got our mics up on our shoulder, and I was like, man, I got a call, I got to go. And he goes, all right. He jumps in his truck, drives away. I open up the car door, jump in and slam it. Damn, I was in the back seat. And there I was. I called for backup. Apparently they decided this would be a good photo op moment. And there it ended. He said that recently came off tour. I was down in Georgia and Florida. And on the way back up, I was up in the Panhandle at the Halton Men's Saloon in Fort Walton Beach. And on the way back, you go through Florida, Alabama, Kentucky, Tennessee, your own. Probably backwards, Tennessee, Kentucky, then your own. And my agent called and said, hey, would you mind doing a show in West Virginia since it's on your way? Apparently he was using Larry's GPS. I said, yeah, I'll do it. So the booking agency called me from West Virginia, and they said, Tracy, we're so glad you're coming up here, man. We got all 4 shows have sold out. All 4. All 160 tickets. That's when I learned the occupancy of a double wide trailer is 40. This lady stood up during my show, and she goes, hey, funny man. You keep talking about unemployment. We don't think that's funny. She goes, I'm a hillbilly on disability. Well, I'm sorry you're still blew up. It took them a minute, too. She goes, that shit ain't funny. She goes, man, they're foreclosing on my house. And I said, well, put it behind your truck and move it. Thanks for playing. The night of the last show, I went back to my hotel room, and this girl I was dating sent me a text. And I'm going to tell you right now, I am so far behind when it comes. I didn't even know you could update your phone. I mean, that's how far. I just found out my phone's got a calendar. That is how far behind I am. Well, this girl sends me a text. How many people in here are into the texting? Don't raise your hand, I can't see. How many people in here are into drunk texting? There's my crew. She sent me a text, and I decided I was going to mess with her a little bit, right? So I get this text in, and I send her one back. Well, then I get 2 text messages back. And the first one is, "Are you okay? How'd the show go? Why haven't you answered?" I thought, well, man, I just sent her a text. And the second one was, "I'm not sure why you're telling me you're in a hotel room alone naked, but I still love you. Love, Mom." That was the worst Easter dinner I've ever had in my life. My God. Yeah, I've been married twice, been down that road too. And the second time I was married, she asked me to do laundry, which she never asked me to do, because I'm so bad at it. She goes, "Look, all you have to do is take it out of the wash, put it in the dryer. That's it." I said, "Okay." Well, I decided, I'd go that extra mile. So I took it out of the wash, and I took it outside, and I hung it up like she likes it, just like she did it. I was so proud. She calls me from work. She goes, "Did you get the laundry done?" I said, "Baby, I did more than that." I said, "I did exactly what you do." I said, "I took it outside and hung it neatly on the line." She goes, "Really? Have you checked the news?" Nope. The temperature dropped to 25 with 30-mile-an-hour winds. As she said that to me, the panty sickle came by. I was like, my God, have you ever bought women's underwear? Do you know how much that stuff costs? For one pair of theirs, we could get a case. You know how long ours lasts, as long as we have that one piece of elastic still hanging on. Oh my God. Then I was living by myself, and this girl comes over to my apartment. And I live with a lot of elderly people, so I had that elderly smell. I guess it just kind of depends. I can't believe I just said that. I'm sorry. She comes to my apartment, and she's like, "Man," she goes, "when I walked in, I could smell this potpourri." And she goes, "My God, this is where it's coming from." I was like, "Yeah, I know." So my eyes are watering. So I think my mom thinks I stink. I said, she buys me this potpourri pot. It takes like 2 bags of potpourri, half gallon of water. She goes, "Where is it?" I go, "Right there." And she goes, "Oh my God, that's a crock pot." I've been cooking potpourri in that thing for 2 months. No matter how many times I washed it, that stuff still tastes like berries and nuts when you take it out. Yeah, in the Air Force, we're so proud of some of the stuff that we do. We're all proud of our uniform. We always want to make sure everything's straight and tight. One morning I got up, I put my flight suit on and made sure my patches are all straight. I go to the Speedway to get some coffee. This lady comes up to me and she goes, "Excuse me, sir." She goes, "Are you single?" I said, "Yes, ma'am. How can you tell?" She goes, "You got a sock on your back?" You ever had that? Do you know your dryer has a lint trap? It took me 2 years to learn that. And the only way I learned it is when that little flapper thing caught on fire outside. And I didn't replace it. You know what happens when that flapper doesn't have that little flapper door on it? A bird will fly in and get your dryer and shit all over your clothes. And here's how stupid I was, right? I get in front of the dryer and I get a pillowcase. And I block the door and I open it and the bird flies in the pillowcase and I run outside and I throw it. Guess what I forgot to do? Cover the hole. Guess what a bird does? Goes right back in and shits all over your stuff all over again. Hey, I'm Tracy Cooper. Thanks for having me out tonight.